Hi, my name is David, and I'm going to show you my aquaponics system that I've built. And we'll start here. I'll take the camera, and then we'll go through the systems. Right here, you'll see I have two totes. They're the IBC totes, 275 gallons. And at the bottom of each tote, you'll see I have the discharges. I use PVC piping, 1.5 inches. And it comes into my filter, and then from my discharges, you'll see it discharges from my 1.5 inch discharge, which goes out all the way out to the outside where my grow beds are at. And in here you'll see some tilapia, and they're a little bit hungry, and what they'll do is they're used to feeding me, so if I hold my hand over there, you'll see how they start jumping out of the water. They're looking for food. And over here, you see jumping out of the water, they're looking for food. So I get my son Steven, who is there, and what he's going to do, he's going to go get some food and he's going to feed them. So you can see him jumping out of the water. And while he's doing that, I do have some aerators right there to help aerate the water. And okay, so Steven will feed these guys. And we'll feed them over here, and I hear they really get jumpy. Yeah. So they're blue tilapia, which are legal in this part of the state. And I have two barrels here. This first barrel you see here is my filter, and all you see is patio screening right here. And the patio screening also covers the top, and I have it on the inside, which were the fish feces or poop or whatever you want to call it, gets caught on the net, and then from here it goes into the second place where it gravity drains here, and then it gravity drains into my biofilter. Now my biofilter, what you'll see is I don't know if you can see in there, but what you see are some plastic bags in there. And in the bags are my plastic bottles, which I've cut up. Now I've got the covers covered on my biofilter, which is here, and my regular filter, which is here, to minimize the mosquitoes and everything else. And whatever mosquitoes do get in, let me tell you this, it's just a little extra food for the tilapia as it comes around. So this is my main filter right here. Gravity drain into my biofilter. From my biofilter, the gravity drains out right there into here in the corner, and you'll see here are my grow beds. They're all my grow beds. I don't have anything in them yet, and the grow beds are made with 3/4 inch pressure treated plywood. I put some Thompson wood seal around this outside, and they're lined with pond sheeting, pond liner. There's one siphon. Now what happens is that the siphons connect the grow beds together. I have 1.5 inch siphon here, another 1.5 inch siphon here, and then you'll see at the end of the grow bed I have two pipes coming out, and that goes to my header right there, my discharge header. Now this piping here is right here is my normal pump. That's my AC pump. We'll see if we can lift this up and see. Water's moving around a bit, but the one right there, you see, there's my AC pump, and this here, that little pump right there, is my DC pump. Okay, and that's my emergency pump, and I'll go over that. You'll see right now I have this is my normal AC pump, my emergency DC pump. Right now the discharge of my emergency DC pump is closed. If I didn't have this closed, the water would short cycle through the suction of the DC pump. So I maintain this closed, this open, which is always in service, and then this goes back to the tanks. Now I want to step back here, give you a view and see what it looks like outside here. So I got 3 grow beds, 4 feet by 8 feet, with the police siren in the background. And you'll see up front there is my solar panel. And those guys are going to come right by the house. Thank you, Miami-Dade Police Station. All right. Have a nice day, guys. So anyway, there's my solar panel, and I'll show you what that happens. Solar panel and my grow beds right now go back. So we're going to go back for the inside. And we're going to go back on the inside here. Now, and there's a discharge piping that you saw that comes out from my grow beds, and it goes all the way back and goes back in the IBC totes. It does drop down there. I do get some oxygenation in there, and it's been working really good. While I put them in, I put an extra of these in because I do plan on putting a third in and maybe a fourth. And I put them in there because it's easier to have them in now, and then when I'm ready to put my third and fourth tanks in, they'll be there for ready me to use. And if I never put them in, well, they'll just sit there with the valves closed. Now, as you saw back there, I've had an AC and a DC pump. My DC pump, you'll see the solar panel's on the top side, and it comes down, and you'll see on the bottom I have 3 deep cycle marine batteries. I probably could have got away with 2, but I overdid it and maybe put in the third. I got the batteries from Pet Boys. They're the cheapest ones I saw. They're about $76. And I also got the connectors, and I hooked them up in series. Now the solar panel, it goes to this thing I saw on, I was searching for a battery charger. It's called the battery minder. It's used with RVs and everything else. And after a week of looking around on the internet, I got the battery minder, got good reviews. It's a full-time charger and desulfonization. And you'll see the white light, not a white light, but the light on the top is flashing. It's charging right now. And on the bottom you'll see another light which is solid, and that means I have solar power. And if I want to check the condition of my batteries, I come over here and I push this, and I got 3 lights, and you'll see the green light which says, hey, my batteries are in good condition. So I got the solar panel going all the way down to my battery charger, which is part of my battery charger going to my batteries. And then from my batteries, I've got the battery leads hooking up to my, this is a switch for my emergency pump. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Steven here, and Steven is going to help me simulate a loss of power. Okay, so let's say something happens and I lose power to my AC. So Steven, go ahead and unplug the that. Okay, that's loss of power. You'll see right here that my pumps stop pumping. So now we're going to go outside. Okay. All right, hang on for a minute. Let's get up here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to close the normal one all the way. Then we open up the backup. Okay, the backup's open, and then we go back inside. Turn on the pump. There's this normal little switch right there, as you see. And then come down here. And we wait a little bit. And it does take a little bit because it has to build up pressure. And there, you'll see, now that's totally running off of my backup and my solar power. So if I was to lose power, even for a couple of days or maybe even a day, that little pump, which you're seeing, is running off of the batteries and is getting charged by the solar panel, and that's all off of what you're seeing. That flow and everything is all off of a DC pump and DC power. Now let's say I get power restored, power's back, so the first thing we're going to do is to turn off the pump. Pump gets turned off. Steve is going to go outside. We're going to realign the pump alignment. We're going to open up the discharge of the, we're going to close the DC, open the AC back up, which he's done. Then we plug in the pump. Now whenever there's a loss of power, I'm going to unplug that anyway because I do not want to deadhead my AC pump. So that's plugged back in. And then takes a few minutes, maybe a minute or so for the pressure to build back up. And still waiting. Well, while that's on there, oh, here it comes. I hear it. There we go. It does take a while. And got flow back. I also have on my back patio this little bug mosquito trap I found for like 80 bucks. Yeah, I got it off of Amazon.com. Same thing, I got my DC pump, and it works really good. And it beats all the hell the other mosquito traps I sell for $300 or $400. It does catch quite a bit of mosquitoes. I also do have this little vacuum here, which I use, which I got at the flea market. Which it's a wet vac, 10 gallons. And what I did, and Stephen will help show, is that what I did is you can see right there, I put, hold that part up, Stephen. There you go. See right there, there's a lot of glare. So hold it like that. All right, so there, I've hooked that up to I taped it off right there, and I put that end into my wet vac, and I clean out the bottom of the tanks, and I clean out the bottom of my filters and everything else. So that's what I use to clean out the hard stuff. Now, just in case something happens with that, I also do have some little portable generator right here. It's a 2-cycle, 800 watts, and I do have little I got the mix right there. I got electrical cords and multi cords, and these will go up to the tanks. Is over here. You'll see I've got also these tanks here. Now these are my breeding collies right here. I got a female and 2 males in here, and I'm waiting for them to do their thing. I got a female in here, and she's hiding down there, but she's not very friendly. She's very aggressive. I already put a male in there, and she's already killed one of the fish I put in there, so she's by herself now. And this one here, it seems in one of the tanks, the tilapia are spawning. So I caught some, and
with the vacuum cleaner.
yeah, and the vacuum cleaner and the net. And then you'll see some other ones. And I have some other fish in here. You'll see there. I've got little fries and fingerlings. The bigger ones are called fries, and the smaller ones, which you'll see there, those are called fingerlings. And they're very small, but they grow really quick. In fact, if you look at here's what some of them look like right now. They're small, and they will get to be that size in about 2 weeks. They grow really quick when they're small. And I do a 10% water change on these tanks daily. And but these bigger tanks, I do like a 25% water change once a week. But these ones I do just a 10% change. And you'll see all the stuff at the bottom. I'll clean them out, and I got to be real careful not to suck up any fish when I do. And I don't use a vacuum in these tanks. I just use a siphon. I use a hose. I just create a siphon with there, and stick one into the barrel, one into the tank. Drain about 5 gallons off of each tank, and replace it with well water. I don't use any city water because that has chlorine in there. I have a well, and I use all my well water, which is good for the fish. No chlorine, good pH. So I hope you enjoyed my video here. I'll hand the camera back to Steven. And this is where I'm set up. If you guys have any questions or comments, I'll be more than happy to do this. You may ask where I've learned and done this. I took a course. There's a place in South Miami, not South Miami, but South Florida. It's near Tampa. It's called Morningstar Fishermen, and they actually have a school to do this. I went up there for a week and learned how to do this. So if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask, and look up Morningstar Fishermen on the internet, and you'll find them. So thanks for listening and watching, and have a nice day.